There are a lot of problems facing young people as they go into third level education in modern day Ireland. There is a rising number of students going to college. The question is there enough space to accommodate all of them?
Ireland's housing crisis has left the marketplace unstable and unpredictable. In the last few weeks, Carlow has been designated a rent pressure zone by Housing Minister Eoin Murphy, with the average rent now nationally 21% above compared to the peak in 2008.
The rent pressure zone is designed to help the housing crisis by putting a 4% cap on the annual rent increase. This way, the government gives stability to the people and reacts to the people on how they felt about it.
I suppose it's good for the students because it only goes up by 4%. But for landlords, I'd say they'd want better.
I don't think the government is doing much to help us to find accommodation, but there's no much buildings to accommodate students in.
By looking at the new reports, it shows that the third level students in Ireland have an average income of €754 and the average monthly expenditure of €832. We meet with Carlow IT student Rachel McAvoy to tell her story of being a full-time student.
I've rented 2 apartments in Carlow before with landlords, and I've never gotten a deposit back off them. The second apartment wasn't that great. There was leakages and stuff, so the bathroom would leak into the kitchen. Texting the landlord never worked. He'd never come out and fix it. So we were paying rent basically for a bathroom that there was only a certain place in a shower you could stand.
The students have clearly felt the effect of the rent pressure zone by poor regulations. But what about the landlords? Will they feel the effect? Harry Stallone, a landlord, was willing to speak with us.
It's just like any other business. As I say, you're trying to manage your expenditure and your income, and then hopefully at the end of the year you make a profit. So if you have an outsider like the government putting pressure on your price, and then at the same time you'll have certain standards that have to be maintained, your margins are being squeezed all the time. So people have the idea that if someone's paying a high rent, therefore the landlord must be making a lot of money. That's not necessarily so,
The rent pressure zone has a knock-on effect on both sides. We meet with Carlow IT Student Welfare and Equality, Tanya Foster, and we discuss the problems from both sides.
Rent pressured zones, I think, are a good start, but it doesn't stop the people entering in and what rate that they can charge. You see this in Dublin right now, where you've got these luxury student accommodation providers charging €850 a month for a single bedroom. In the next couple of years, the rent pressure zones will catch up to them, but for now, students are still being charged a crazy amount for rent. There's pros and cons to it in a way.
The rent pressure zone gives stability to the students, but will it lay strong enough foundations for the future?
This is Sushan Lama, El Amigo News, Carlow Town.